but I have depression. I do have my triggers. And so I can tell you, I speak from experience. And so I can do it, you can do it. And I send you so, so much love. Whatever you're going through right now, you're not alone. And getting past those triggers to work on the healing aspect. But healing doesn't mean that you're never going to feel. And I feel like that's something that I have kind of battled with. And this is just my personal senses and beliefs. It doesn't mean that this is reality, right? But I feel like because I'm going through this healing journey and because I'm working through my triggers and who I am and trying to become the best version of myself, I feel like people see that as I have it all together. And Val's life is perfect and Val knows what she's doing and Val doesn't go through pain, Val doesn't go through struggles, Val doesn't go through hurt. But that's not true. So today I woke up and I told myself, after I sat and I gave myself the time to be sad, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to carry my grandmother with me. I used to love Halloween. Halloween was my favorite holiday. And I'm going to still love Halloween. Today I'm going to pass out candies. I'm going to have a great day. And so I'm setting my intention for the day, right? And I think that that's another part of healing is setting your intention for the day, setting your intention for a situation that you're going into. And so I'm setting my intention for the day that I'm going to have a great day, that I'm going to enjoy this day because it is one of my favorite holidays. I'm going to have an amazing day and I'm going to carry my grandma with me everywhere I go. So I set that intention and I'm going to put all of my energy, focus, and vibrations into that intention. Welcome back to Healing Mama Podcast. I am Val, aka Healing Mama, and today is episode 17, Getting Through the Day. So I didn't have this episode planned out. I have always said that I want to be truly honest with you guys in terms of how I'm feeling and my situations that I'm going through. And so I had a completely different episode planned. But this morning I woke up and I wasn't feeling the best. And so I want to be able to be fully transparent with you guys and walk you through what I'm trying to do just to get me through the day. Just because I'm doing this podcast doesn't mean that I'm perfect or that I am never prone to having a bad day. And I feel like that's something that we all have, right? We have days where we wake up and it's just already the start of a bad day and we try to get out of that funk and sometimes it just doesn't work out. I will get into our quote and then we will talk about my day and how it started and get into this episode. So today's quote is, healing doesn't mean never getting triggered again. It means not abandoning yourself when you do. And this quote really hit home for me today because I am triggered. Today as I film is October 31st, so it is Halloween. I pre-film all of my episodes, so this episode will actually be coming out the first Friday of November. But I am filming on Halloween, and I woke up this morning and it's my grandma's birthday. And this is the first birthday that I have without her, and I can't call her to tell her happy birthday. I can't hear her voice. And so I woke up this morning feeling triggered, and grief is a huge trigger for me in my depression. So I woke up and my family is huge on sending birthday threads and happy birthdays. And so I woke up to the happy birthday thread from my grandma. We love to keep the memory of our loved ones alive, and so we still tell them happy birthday as if they're still here with us. And waking up to that, it kind of just sunk in, like my grandma's not here, which I know, and I have that thought in my head almost every day, but I'm able to work through it, right? And so today, waking up to that message and then waking up to the fact that this is the first time that I'm not able to call my grandma and talk to her, tell her happy birthday and wish her many more years of life, that hurt. And so it was hard for me to get out of bed in the morning. And if you struggle with depression, you know that just getting out of bed in the morning could be a struggle. And you have to pull yourself out of bed. And sometimes we make it, sometimes we don't. And today I honestly didn't know if I was going to be able to get the energy or the strength that I needed to pull myself out of bed because I could just lay there all day and be in my sadness and be in my feelings and be triggered. So that's something that I want you guys to know, that just because I'm on this healing journey doesn't mean that I don't get triggered. Just because you're on a journey to healing doesn't mean that you are going to wake up every day and it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Just because you're working towards a better self doesn't mean that you don't go through things. And today I'm going through it. And so I laid there, and I'm not gonna lie, I probably laid there for 2 hours, dreading getting out of bed and telling myself, like, no, like, I'm just gonna cancel my day. I'm gonna cancel my calls. I'm gonna cancel my appointments. I don't want to do this. I just want to lay in bed and I want to be sad. And I contemplated it, right? And I laid there and I'm like, no, if my grandma was still here, she wouldn't want me to do that. She wouldn't want me to lay in bed if she was feeling sick or be worried in any kind of way. So I took a couple deep breaths, created a post for her, acknowledged my feelings, acknowledged that I was feeling sad, acknowledged that I am hurting because she's not here. And I feel like that's another huge step to healing, is acknowledging our emotions and our feelings and the triggers. And so healing doesn't mean forgetting all of it, right? Healing doesn't mean you can't be triggered. Healing doesn't mean you can't acknowledge the emotions and you have to push them deep down inside. If anything, healing means bringing awareness and knowledge to those emotions so that you can actively work through them in the best way possible. And that's what I did this morning. I did my best to acknowledge the feelings. And so I said, okay, you know what? I'm not going to sit here, or lay here, I should say, because I was in bed. I'm not going to lay here and be sad all day and be depressed. I'm going to acknowledge the feeling, which means I get to feel sad. I get to feel the grief. I get to feel the loneliness in not having her. And I'm going to act on that emotion in the sense of I'm going to do a post for my grandma as I would do normally. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be sad in the moment. It's okay to feel the feelings. Just because you're healing doesn't mean that you can't feel, guys. And that's something that I'm just going to keep saying throughout this episode. It's okay to feel. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to wish things could go back to the way they were. So it goes back to the quote of not abandoning ourselves. And so today I was not going to abandon myself. I was not going to abandon my feelings, my emotions, the root of who I am. And if anything, choosing to wake up this morning, get myself together. I have a bracelet of my grandma's. So I put it on and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to carry her with me today, carry her with me in my spirit. I got up, I got dressed, I got ready for the day. And I'm like, no, I'm going to film. I'm going to film because I want you guys to know that I go through bad days too. I go through triggers, I go through hurt, I go through pain. And we have an option and an opportunity to sit and sulk and lay in our sadness and our depression, or we can press forward and press on and acknowledge the triggers and work through the triggers and grow through the triggers, right? And so if I get myself up out of bed in the morning through the depression and through the sadness, then I am training my brain and rewiring my brain to say, okay, this is different. This is different, because old Val would sit and lay and just be sad all day and cancel her day. But this is different. She's getting up and she's getting dressed and she's going about her day and she's filming. She's thriving. So healing means feeling the emotions that you're going through, learning the triggers, learning to work through the triggers. If it means working through the triggers is, hey, I'm going to cry for a little bit, set a timer, give myself 10 minutes, cry it all out, feel it. Then I'm going to work on healing it, going through the day and getting past those triggers to work on the healing aspect. But healing doesn't mean that you're never going to feel. And I feel like that's something that I have kind of battled with. And this is just my personal senses and beliefs. It doesn't mean that this is reality, right? But I feel like because I'm going through this healing journey and because I'm working through my triggers and who I am and trying to become the best version of myself, I feel like people see that as I have it all together. And Val's life is perfect and Val knows what she's doing and Val doesn't go through pain, Val doesn't go through struggles, Val doesn't go through hurt. But that's not true. I go through everything that everybody goes through. I'm just choosing to work through it now versus old me wouldn't have. And again, that's just my opinion, right? I feel like I have been seen that way, and that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean that that's the case. It could be something that I need to work through, right? Maybe people don't see me that way, but I want you to know that you don't have to be perfect or try to be perfect through a healing journey. You don't have to try to feel like, okay, because I'm healing, I can't feel. Because I'm healing, I can't acknowledge this pain. Because I'm healing, I can't acknowledge this trigger. It's the complete opposite. Healing is acknowledging the triggers. Healing is working through that trigger and acknowledging the pain that's caused or the pain that comes up and working through that because it is hard. And especially if you have been diagnosed with mental illnesses or conditions. I still take medication to this day. And I can honestly say, without my medication, I would probably not be able to get out of bed. And I probably would be 10 times worse and it would be harder for me to work through this, right? And so being grateful for the medication and for it being able to help me come to a better version of myself in terms of the levels of serotonin that is in my brain and my body. And so I am able to kind of be more at a level of normalcy, if that's a thing, in terms of emotions, feelings, reactions because of those medications. But just because I'm medicated and just because I'm healing doesn't mean I don't feel, I don't hurt, I don't get angry, I don't get triggered. And just because you're going through this journey, if you've chosen to go through this healing journey, doesn't mean that you can't feel hurt, get triggered, because you are a spiritual being living a human reality. And that's just the expectancy of what we're to go through in this lifetime. And so today I woke up and I told myself, after I sat and I gave myself the time to be sad, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to carry my grandmother with me. I used to love Halloween. Halloween was my favorite holiday. And I'm going to still love Halloween. Today, I'm going to pass out candies. I'm going to have a great day. And so I'm setting my intention for the day, right? And I think that that's another part of healing is setting your intention for the day, setting your intention for a situation that you're going into. And so I'm setting my intention for the day that I'm going to have a great day, that I'm going to enjoy this day because it is one of my favorite holidays. I'm going to have an amazing day and I'm going to carry my grandma with me everywhere I go. So I set that intention and I'm going to put all of my energy, focus, and vibrations into that intention. So again, it's working through the triggers, learning it's okay to feel and go through the emotions, and it'll make you better and stronger through this healing journey, through this trigger, through whatever you're going through. So if you're going through something today, if you're like, you know what, Val, I've been hit back to back, back, and I just don't want to get out of the bed in the morning. I get you. I've been where you're at. I was there this morning. I didn't want to get out of bed, but I challenge you to feel the emotions. Let them through your body. Feel that emotion. Get it out of your body. If you're angry, scream, yell. If you're sad, give yourself the time to cry. Whatever you're feeling and work through those emotions so that you can get through the trigger and then set your intention for the day. And whatever it is, hey, I want to have this done by the end of the day. I want to have a great day. I want to be happy today. Set those intentions and work through everything. And I promise you, the more that we do this, the better we will feel. And the more that we will train our brain and build those neural pathways to, we don't sit and sulk anymore. We're going to feel, we're going to express, and we're going to heal. And we're going to get through and we're going to have a good day. So rewiring our brains to not sit and sulk and not be in our depression, right? And I know that that's not easy. And I know that it's hard. And some people may say it's easier said than done, but I have depression. I do have my triggers. And so I can tell you, I speak from experience. And so I can do it, you can do it. And I send you so, so much love. Whatever you're going through right now, you're not alone. You have your higher power. You have the little version of you inside that you can connect to, that you can give love to. And when you give that inner child love, that younger version of you love, that's the best kind of love that you can receive. That's the best kind of love that you can give. And it's the greatest connection of all and the most important connection of all. So don't forget to love little you. Don't forget to give yourself time and fill your own cup because we need it. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for joining me today, for listening to this episode, watching. And if you can, please like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, and especially sharing. If we can share this message and it can get to somebody who is having a bad day or needs to hear it and they are encouraged by this, then I did my job. And that's what I'm here for, is I'm here for people, to help people, to let you know that you're not alone in your feelings and you're not alone in this healing journey. Please don't forget that I also do coaching in terms of inner child healing. So I do offer that. If you're interested in learning more, feel free to email me at healingmamapodcast@gmail.com. If you ever need to vent, talk to somebody, you need somebody to hear you out, DM me, email me, send me a message on socials, whatever it is. And I'm more than happy to hold a place for you in my heart. But please follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music at Healing Mama Podcast. My TikTok handle is Healing Mama Pod. And I send you guys so much love, peace, joy. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and until next time, bye guys.